Hey guys, welcome back to Rivian Updates. My name is Isaiah. I'm here camping with my Rivian R1T. And while this is not a usual video about the cars or the business side of Rivian, I wanted to give you guys a look at what it's like to camp with your Rivian. Now, I gotta say, this honestly is, I think, the best camping vehicle that you can buy. And of course, we'll get into that, but let me give you a little tour of my camping setup. All right, you join me here in Freeport, Maine. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4 Rivians over here in this parking lot. 3 charging. We even got a Q4, a Lightning, and an EV9 as well. We're pushing 69 kilowatts. I've been charging for quite some time. Really, the Rivian wanted me to leave a while ago, but this is the last RAN station before we reach Acadia. And so it's free. I'm going to get as much juice as I possibly can. I don't believe there are any DC fast chargers on Acadia Island itself in the national park. There are some level 2s, and there is a Tesla supercharger a little bit outside of the park, but to make things easy, I think it would just be wise to just get a charge now. But yeah, I am excited. We're almost there. We got a 3-hour drive until we reach our destination, Acadia National Park. And yeah, we're over here now. Wallace, you're doing good, man? Yes, sir? All is well? Alrighty, yeah, 80%, 54 minutes left until 100%. I probably won't wait that long. I'm currently editing the Gen 2 quad video, and as soon as I kind of get most of this done, then I'll probably head out. But things are looking beautiful here in Maine. I absolutely love this state. And honestly, I feel like I kind of want to move here. But we're almost there, and I will see you guys in Acadia, Maine. All right, we have made it to Acadia Bay, the Blackwoods campsite. Now, I technically had a reservation for the Seawall campsite yesterday, but of course I ended up staying in New York City another night, and so I ended up just giving that up. But here we are. This looks absolutely so serene. We're not gonna stay here though too long. I need to refill this water jug. This is Wallace's main water jug, also pretty much a cooking water jug. We're gonna take some more photos while, it's still daylight out. It looks absolutely stunning. And then we'll come back and set up the tent. I need to use the bathroom. I'm sure maybe he needs to use the bathroom. But we are officially here, which is absolutely insane. I mean, started all the way in Tallahassee, Florida, all the way down here, and we drove our way up all the way up here. Anyway, yeah, let's go do our little errands, maybe walk some trails, have some fun before nightfall hits, and then we gotta put this tent out. All right, so I'm here in Acadia, Maine at the Blackwood campsite owned by the Acadia National Park. And this is my Rivian R1T dual motor performance with the large battery pack. Right now I'm trying to upload a video on the Rivian's hotspot. It's taken a while, see 2 hours, 36 minutes. But we got Wallace back here. This is my dog, Wallace. This is his area, essentially. Let's hold on, sir. He's had his breakfast. We went on a very long walk, and he's just been kind of tired. And he jumped back here himself, and he's just sleeping. I'm gonna close the door for you, dude, okay? Well, wait. All right. Hello. We're actually going to go on another walk in just a second. Now, the gear tunnel. This has been really clutch because I can hold things like my tripod very long. Of course, I don't want to go back here too much with all of his hair, and sometimes he's sleeping. I don't want to disturb him, so this has been a great area to keep things. I have a chair. I even have a toaster oven, drone bag, some other things, camping related stuff, and I can put all of this back here. And there is a 120 volt outlet, NEMA 515, and I've been using this to power all of my accessories. We'll go over there to my little kitchen station in just a second. But let's kind of take you through the back here, and this is where things get kind of exciting. Yes, this is a mini fridge, okay? And it has a bunch of stuff in it. I was cooking this morning. I cooked eggs, Greek yogurt, butter, that is soy sauce. I have water when I need to refrigerate it, pasta, avocados, plantain, bananas, all of that stuff, even a water jug. Now, this has been great. Now, in fact, I'll kind of show you guys how much energy that has been using. That's primarily what I've been have plugged in. Everything else, I don't have plugged in for long, but even have the Rivian in camp mode. We'll go through this in a second. But if I go through the energy app here, and I can give you an idea of how much energy the fridge is taking up. So we're here, energy monitor parked, and since parked, let's go to the last 24 hours. You can see that fridge, about 3.7 kilowatt hours. Now, it isn't just the fridge, right? I've had my little kitchen station stuff plugged in, even some of my electronics, but 3.7 kilowatt hours of energy, and that's the last 24 hours, which honestly I don't think is too bad, especially with all the other stuff that I have plugged in. And this is a fridge, a cheap $99 mini fridge that I gotten from Lowe's, but it works well. It serves its purpose. It keeps my refrigerated food cold so that I can then use it and cook. Over here I have my 2 tubs. I have dry food in a pot, also tin foil and all sorts of other things, hot chocolate, Then over here I have more traditional pans, water bottles, stuff like that, even something to wash my dishes. And this all fits in the back of my R1T. Even on this side, that box is something else, a gift I was given in New York. Not even sure what's in it yet. But bag of actual clothes, I unfortunately left my other suitcase that I primarily use in Orlando, and I was leaving from Tallahassee, so I couldn't get it, so I had to put some extra clothes in a regular bag. I realized that I've rarely had to, I didn't need this many clothes at all. I probably overpacked clothing wise, but I think that's something that I'm actually just used to doing, overpacking with clothes. But I have clothes here, and then I have Wallace's extra bag of dog food, and underneath that, I have some bottles of water, and all of that, that, all fits in there perfectly, and I don't have to worry, and it makes things really easy. Now, the Yakama Tent. I was able to get this using my Rivian referral points. I just had enough to get this, and so also the cargo crossbars, and so that was awesome. And I figured I'm going to be doing a lot more camping this year, and I'm camping now. Why not get it? And so here we are. Boom, the Yakama Rivian tent in yellow. Apparently yellow attracts bugs, and I think it's actually true to a degree. There was a fly, some sort of yellow fly hanging over here a second ago. I think there's something over here right now. Is it a spider? Yeah, and there were some ants, but nothing has actually been bothering me. I haven't been bitten by much other than like a mosquito or two, but in here's been pretty chill. This can fit technically 3 people, which makes me wonder, what does a 1-person tent look like? Because I feel like this can barely fit me. Well, that's not true. It could fit me perfectly. I can sleep in here just fine. I spread out and get really comfortable. I could totally see if you and a partner wanted to sleep here together, it could probably work. I mean, it should work, but 3 people, I don't know about that at all. I mean, I feel like everyone's gonna be pretty crunched up. But this bed is really nice. This nice memory foam soft mattress. You can even take this cover off here. Really, really comfortable. And you even got a skylight over there. This also opens up to another skylight with the rain cover that we have here. But this has just been an awesome experience. You wake up with the sunlight. It's really comfortable. It is, I would say, insulated well enough, and it made last night a pretty good experience sleeping in. Now for my electronics and such, what I've been doing is, this will kind of take us to my little kitchen over here. I've been plugging into the 120 volt outlet an extension cord, and this gets to this extension thing. I don't even remember what this is called. Anyway, I will typically take the extension cord in this and I'll move it around from inside the tent with my laptop and my phone or whatever. And then when I'm done, I'll move it back over here and I'll cook with it. So have a kettle here used for hot water. I was drinking some hot chocolate. I have a regular $28 or $30, I don't know how much it was. It was less than 30 bucks. Stove top here, okay? It's not $1,400 like the camp kitchen. I could have gotten the camp kitchen. Deliberately chose not to spend $1,400 or $1,300, whatever it was, on 2 burners and, a little cubby and I guess power light. No, we're not doing all that, okay? I can save my money and save resources and just get this. And it's worked perfectly fine. I made eggs this morning, also Greek yogurt with strawberries and blackberries and blueberries and raspberries. That was nice. And then some more cooking stuff in napkins, and that's my little trash over there. And it's been perfect. I mean, this has been an amazing experience. This is a really good tent, really comfortable. Everything fits. I can cook. It has a giant 135 kilowatt hour battery underneath the truck, usable, and I can use that to power whatever I want. On top of that, look here. This is pretty much a chair. I filmed videos on this before. This is a seat. So you don't have to get extra chairs. You can just sit on this if you want to. And this is great. This is pretty comfortable. Yes, Wallace? Yes, sir? All right. But coming in over here, I'll show you guys. I'm currently at 56% state of charge. And I'll go over here and show you guys. So camp mode. This is where things get really cool. So this is the Rivian camp mode. And so it allows you to do quite a bit. You can have energy on or off, so you can keep the displays, the climate, and such on. Let's say you're sleeping in the vehicle. That'll particularly be good if you're in an R1S, but I've actually slept in my Rivian before on my road trip up here. And the seat goes really far back, almost like a bed, and I can have my blanket and pillow, and it's actually pretty comfortable. So that allows for that. But when you have a tent, when you're sleeping on a tent, you're going to want to sleep pretty flat. You don't want to be sleeping like this on an angle or, whatever. You want to be sleeping flat. And so with the air suspension on your Rivian, you're able to have it set the right height. And so this will set the height, set the vehicle to be level. And so I wish I had a leveler to kind of show you guys what that is like. But the vehicle is essentially like flat. And so you'll see here, right, the suspension's a little higher, and back here, it's a little lower. And that is to make sure that the vehicle itself is flat. It's even, it's on an even plane. So when I open the tent, it is also flat and even, right here, higher, back here, a little lower. And that just means this is flat. That's not moving. I'm not sleeping at an angle, which has been absolutely clutch. And it's really cool that Rivian has implemented a feature like this in your Rivian, in a vehicle. It's been really awesome. There's also the camp courtesy. So camp courtesy mode, this is essentially what this does. Exterior lights, sounds, and proximity locking will be turned off. Climate defaults to a quieter level if you have it on. And so at night, I turn this on, and this ensures that I'm not waking up other people. There is a curfew at this campsite, and so you just want to be courteous. Camp courtesy. You want to be courteous to other people, be mindful, and that allows that. Also, these displays, they can be often bright. Yes, you can go into settings and you can change the brightness of your display if you like. But you go over here into camp mode, and you're actually just able to have the displays turn off. And especially at night, and even when I was camping, I had this off. And so when I open or close the doors, these displays stay off. And so I can open the car, get in, do whatever, and I don't have to worry about the light, being bright. And all you have to do is you can press the brake, or you can just double tap the screen and it'll turn on. And that's also been really great. There are also lights. I think people forget about these lights on the Rivian mirrors, and you can see them here. It's really cool that it shows up in the little animation there. But you'll see these lights turn on, which is actually really, really cool. And that I used at night. They can be a little bright, and so I try to be courteous and not have those on all the time. But when you need them, they are there. And of course, the outlet, we're going to set this another 24 hours so we ensure that the fridge is always on. That is probably the worst part about the Rivian outlet situation. So you can have it on auto. So when you're using the vehicle and you're in it and it's on and not asleep, the outlets will be working. However, maybe your Rivian goes into some sleep mode or whatever it may be, the outlets just stop working. The outlets are off. Well, I have a fridge, and if the outlet's off, the fridge is not working, that means the food's going to go bad. So I have the timer on, and essentially this just forces it to be on at all times, even if the vehicle goes asleep. And that's been just a safety measure to ensure that my fridge does not turn off. And yeah, I mean, this has been an awesome experience. You can even see my campsite up there. Furthermore, I'll even show you guys, kind of go up here for a second. We'll step on in. The Rivian flashlight. This has actually been really clutch. It's just another thing that I haven't had to think about because it's always in the car. And so last night I used this. It's just in the door here. Boom. That's it. I have my flashlight whenever I need it. Even the Rivian camp speaker. I have yet to use the camp speaker out here. I'm black. I don't think they want to hear me playing Rick Ross out loud. So again, we try to be courteous of our neighbors. But yeah, that's pretty much my entire setup here. It's been a really fun experience camping in my Rivian. I thought I'd give you guys a tour of my Rivian campsite. And I'm going to be doing more of this, especially now that I have this $2,400 tent on the back of my truck. Honestly, don't buy this unless you have Rivian referral points. I think it's cheaper directly from the Yakima website. This is a Yakima Skytop 3-person tent. This version is just the Rivian version, which gets you the yellow color, the Rivian branding, and that is just about it. I don't think there's anything different than the regular Yakima version. It is functionally the exact same materials and same stuff. It's just this one you can get in yellow, and there's a black version, and it has the Rivian badging. Other than that, you can get it for less than $2,000, and there are a lot other tents that you can choose from that are not this expensive, that are under, $800 that you can get if you want to camp with your car, with your Rivian. And that's what I would go for. Honestly, I'm all about just the most efficient, cheap option. Again, we're not gonna, spend $1,400 on camp kitchens. That's just me. It's my personality. Although I'll splurge on other things, I'm not doing that. Anyway, this has been my Rivian camper. Even the front as well, forgot to mention, towels, shoes, and I store. This is the cover for the Yakama tent, which I'm gonna put back on in a second. And it's been great, all right? It's been absolutely amazing. And it stores all the stuff, so many storage spots in the Rivian. It can hold so much. And it's just been me and this guy, Wallace. Right, dude? Just been me and him chilling this entire time, doing our little road trip, and it's been fun. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Out of Spec. Sorry, this is not... Sorry, I'm so used to saying Out of Spec. This is Rivian Updates. My name is Isaiah, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Good morning. Someone has a generator on. This is why electrification is the future. This is ridiculous. You could just have a giant, not even a giant, just a decent sized battery. I'm not sure of what size, but I'm sure you can find one the same size as whatever generator you're running. Anyway.